So you've probably seen this side hustle popping up everywhere, right? The one that uses two super powerful and often free tools. ChatGPT for all the ideas and the actual content, and then Canva to make it all look good. Well, today, we are diving headfirst into this whole AI-powered digital product boom. And let's just kick things off with some numbers that are, frankly, pretty hard to ignore. We're talking about creators who are reportedly pulling in over $4,000 a month. And get this, that's from a single product. In this case, it was a kid's activity book on Amazon. And it's not just a one-off thing. The potential scale here is, well, it's huge. Take Etsy, for example. We found one seller who's made over $65,000 in total sales. And they're selling simple digital challenges. Yeah, those kinds of numbers definitely make you sit up and pay attention. Okay, so you hear about easy money, passive income, and you gotta ask, right? Is it really that simple? I mean, we've all seen the hype online, but what's actually going on behind the scenes with this side hustle? Let's pull back the curtain and really break it down. All right, here's what we're gonna cover. We'll start with the promise, then dive into the AI-powered playbook. We'll look at the tools you need, how to go from design to actual dollars, and, this is a big one, the hidden hurdles that a lot of people miss. First up, the promise. And honestly, the promise is really appealing. Just think about it. You use free AI tools to come up with all the content, you whip up a design easily in Canva, and then you just sell it on places like Amazon or Etsy. The ultimate goal here, that sweet, sweet passive income. So, how in the world do you get to those big numbers? Let's look at the actual math with a real example from Amazon. So you've got this kid's activity book listed for $7.99. Now, with an estimated 506 sales a month, the revenue suddenly hits just over $4,000. It's kind of wild, right? It really shows how these cheaper items can stack up if you get the volume. Okay, so the big question is, how are people creating these things so fast? Well, that brings us right to our next section, the AI-powered playbook. And you'll see, it's a surprisingly simple process because, you guessed it, AI is doing pretty much all of the heavy lifting. It really just boils down to 4 key steps. First, you ideate with AI. You're basically just asking ChatGPT for good niche ideas that are selling. Step 2, you create with AI. You tell it to generate the actual stuff, the puzzles, the text, whatever. Then step 3, you hop into Canva to make it look professional. And finally, step 4, you package it all up as a PDF and get it listed on a marketplace. Boom. And here's what that looks like in the real world. This is an actual prompt somebody used. They asked ChatGPT for niche ideas for a kid's activity book, and boom, the AI suggested a space exploration adventure theme. But it didn't stop there. It then helped generate everything, puzzles, trivia, you name it. It's the perfect example of a human having the idea and the AI doing the grunt work. All right, let's talk toolkits. You've got your content from ChatGPT. Now you have to actually design the thing. And for pretty much everyone doing this, that means one thing, Canva. But this leads to the big question you have to answer. Do you stick with the free version or do you pony up for Pro? And this is a decision that every single creator in this space has to make. Can you actually build a real business on the free version, or is Canva Pro basically a requirement for success? Let's put them head to head. Look, the free plan is actually pretty good. You can definitely get started with it, but for about $15 a month, Canva Pro is just a whole different league. Your storage goes from 5 gigs to a full terabyte. That's huge. You unlock over 141 million premium photos, icons, and fonts, and you get way more access to their new AI design tools. Honestly, if you're serious about this, the Pro version pretty much becomes a no-brainer. Okay, let's get to the fun part. The final step, going from design to digital dollar. You've made your amazing product, you've got the PDF ready to go, so now what? Where do you actually sell this thing and start making some money? And the range of what people are creating and selling is just massive. It's not just kids' activity books. People are making everything. Planners, self-care kits, workbooks for coaches, huge bundles of social media templates, even things like lead magnets and brand kits for other small businesses. The sky is really the limit here. So, up to this point, it all sounds pretty great, right? Almost too easy? Well, this is where we need to pump the brakes and talk about the hidden hurdles. Because it's not all passive income and printing money. There are some serious legal and market challenges that a lot of those get-rich-quick videos tend to conveniently leave out. And right at the heart of all these problems is one big, scary word: copyright. Basically, it's the legal protection for any original creative work. And when you're mashing together AI text, Canva templates, and stock photos, figuring out who actually owns what isn't just important, it's absolutely critical. And there are some major landmines you really have to avoid. For example, you can't just take a Canva template, change one color, and resell it. That's a huge no-no. You also can't use their stock icons to make a logo because you can't trademark it. And of course, any images or fonts you upload yourself, you better be sure you have the commercial license for them. These rules aren't just suggestions. Ignoring them can get you into a world of trouble. And even if you get all the legal stuff right, you've got to face the market. And let me tell you, it is a crowded market. So you need to be smart about pricing. Some people will start super low just to get those first few sales and reviews. Others use those classic psychological tricks. Pricing something at $7.99 instead of $8. The big takeaway is that just making the product is only half the battle. You have to actually know how to sell it. But let's look at the creator's point of view for a second. The excitement is real. I mean, you can feel it. For a lot of people, this isn't just some little side hustle. It's like they've discovered a secret. They see it as a whole business system in a box, a way to finally build something online, even if you're not a coder or a pro designer. But then there's the other side. Not everyone is thrilled about this. This one blunt comment from Reddit kind of says it all. Grats on making the world a worse place. Ouch. It really captures that growing feeling that this flood of super easy AI-generated content is just, well, making everything worse. That it's devaluing real creative work and just filling the internet with junk. And that really gets us to the core problem here, doesn't it? The very tools that make it so easy for you to create something also make it easy for everyone else. And that means the market gets saturated fast. So success isn't just about making something. It's about finding a way to be genuinely original, to actually stand out from all that noise, all while trying not to step on any legal or ethical landmines. Which leaves us with this big final question. Is this whole ChatGPT and Canva side hustle the future of creative entrepreneurship? Empowering anyone with an idea to build something? Or is it just creating a totally saturated market of low-effort AI-generated slop? The real answer is probably somewhere in the middle, of course, but it's a massive issue the entire creator economy is trying to figure out as we speak.